Welcome back MVP Road Car family. Today we're diving deep into a ride that's been stirring up plenty of buzz, the 2026 Chevy Nova SS 396. This isn't just a car, it's a modern resurrection of an American legend. Chevy has gone back into its muscle car vault and pulled out a nameplate that carries decades of heritage, but they've reimagined it with today's performance standards, tech, and styling. What we get is a machine that blends retro soul with futuristic execution. So let's walk through it from the outside in, then under the hood, and finally, whether the price tag matches the performance. First impressions always start with the exterior, and the Nova SS makes a statement before it even fires up. The designers at Chevrolet clearly wanted to nod back to the classic Nova DNA while giving it the aggressive posture of a modern-day muscle car. The front fascia is bold, with a wide, menacing grille outlined in gloss black, housing LED headlights that cut sharp like blades. You also get signature daytime running lights that echo a throwback halo style, giving it that instantly recognizable look when it's rolling up in your rearview mirror. The hood is sculpted with dual heat extractors, functional vents that aren't just cosmetic, they keep the big block underneath breathing cool. The side profile screams muscle with the long hood, short deck, and slightly flared fenders to fit those massive 20-inch performance wheels wrapped in sticky Michelin Pilot Sport rubber. Around back, Chevy nails the retro vibe with squared-off LED taillights reminiscent of the late 60s Nova, and of course, a quad exhaust setup that reminds you this car means business. The stance is wide, low, and unapologetically aggressive, looking just as good parked at a show as it is tearing down the drag strip. Now, swing open those frameless doors and step into the interior, where Chevy clearly wanted to balance modern technology with muscle car simplicity. You're greeted with heavily bolstered sport seats wrapped in a mix of leather and Alcantara, with SS badging stitched right into the headrests. The seats hug you tight, perfect for spirited driving, but remain comfortable enough for daily commutes. The flat-bottom steering wheel feels meaty in your hands, leather wrapped with red contrast stitching, paddle shifters tucked neatly behind, and of course, the iconic SS badge dead center. In front of the driver is a fully digital 12-inch instrument cluster that can be customized to whether you want traditional analog-inspired gauges for a classic feel, or a race mode layout that highlights stack, speed, and shift lights for track duty. The center console is dominated by a 13-inch touchscreen running Chevy's latest infotainment software, snappy and intuitive with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto as standard. Below that, you'll find physical toggles for drive modes, suspension stiffness, and exhaust settings, so you're not buried in touch menus when you want to make quick adjustments on the fly. The cabin uses soft touch materials across the dash and door panels, brushed aluminum accents, and carbon fiber trim if you opt for the performance package. For a muscle car, visibility is surprisingly good, with slim A-pillars and a slightly raised seating position that makes you feel in command. Tech lovers aren't left out either. You've got a premium Bose sound system that fills the cabin with crisp audio when you're not listening to the growl of that V8. There's also a head-up display projecting speed and navigation right onto the windshield, keeping your eyes on the road where they belong. And yes, Chevy didn't forget about practicality. The Nova SS offers a rear seat that's actually usable for shorter trips, and a trunk space large enough to handle weekend bags or a grocery run. Though let's be real, no one's buying this for Costco hauls. Now let's pop that hood, because this is where the Nova SS earns its badge. Powering the 2026 Nova SS is the heart of the beast, a 6.5-liter naturally aspirated V8, proudly wearing the legendary 396 badge. Chevy's engineers claim it's putting out 505 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque, sent to the rear wheels through either a 6-speed manual for the purists or a 10-speed automatic with paddle shifters for those chasing quicker lap times. 0 to 60 comes in around 3.7 seconds, and the quarter-mile flashes by in the low 12s, which plants it firmly in modern muscle car territory. But the Nova isn't just about straight-line speed anymore. Chevy has fitted it with adaptive magnetic ride control, meaning the suspension can stiffen up for track days or soften for cruising down the highway. Brembo 6-piston brakes up front and 4-piston in the rear make sure all that power is kept in check, and the steering feels sharp, with an electric assist tuned to give just the right amount of feedback. There are multiple drive modes: as a Tour, Sport, Track, and a customizable My mode that lets you dial in exactly how you want the steering, suspension, throttle, and exhaust to behave. Speaking of exhaust, the sound is pure muscle car symphony. In Tour mode it's refined and rumbly, but click it over to Track and it absolutely roars, with crackles and pops on downshifts that'll make every tunnel your personal concert hall. Fuel economy? Well, let's be honest, you're not buying a Nova SS 396 to brag about miles per gallon. Still, Chevy has managed to squeeze out around 17 miles per gallon combined if you drive with a light foot, and cylinder deactivation technology is kicking on the highway to save some gas. But at the end of the day, this is all about performance. So what about price? Chevy has positioned the Nova SS 396 to compete directly with Dodge's Challenger Scat Pack and Ford's Mustang Mach-1. The base price lands around the mid-$50,000s, but once you start checking boxes for premium paint, carbon fiber trim, or the Track Performance package, you can easily creep into the low $70,000s. Considering the performance and heritage baked into this car, that's still a solid value compared to European rivals that would cost nearly double for similar power figures. Chevy is also offering a limited first edition run with unique badging, numbered plaques, and exclusive colors, which are already stirring up collector interest. At the end of the day, the 2026 Chevy Nova SS 396 is a love letter to muscle car fans. It's retro enough to honor the past but modern enough to go toe-to-toe with today's sports cars. From its aggressive exterior design, comfortable yet driver-focused interior, roaring performance under the hood, and competitive pricing, it's clear Chevy didn't just dust off the Nova name for nostalgia. They built a serious machine that turns its place in the modern muscle landscape. Whether you're a die-hard Chevy fan, a classic Nova enthusiast, or just someone who wants raw power and presence in your garage, this car deserves your attention. So that's the full breakdown of the 2026 Chevy Nova SS 396. Let me know down in the comments, do you think Chevy nailed the resurrection? Or should they have left the Nova in the past? Smash that like button if you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe for more MVP road car reviews, and as always, I'll catch you in the next ride.